Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. We've got a great unboxing episode today. A couple of them I've been wanting to see for a while. I mean, we've unboxed them on the show before, but I think you guys will enjoy getting to see these things again. So this is one that I actually bought live in a guitar hunting episode. It was, a little bit more than I usually pay for these things, but they're just getting so rare. But it had a serial number anomaly on it that I was like, yup, I'm buying that thing. Because I always regretted selling kind of the other ones. But I know they went to good homes, so I won't be too sad about it. So what do we have inside this kind of a beat up Gibson box? This actually looks like a modern one, because I don't think they were doing the custom emblem ones yet, so this might not be the original box to this guitar. I guess I'd have to reference my other videos to see if that's true or not. And it's looking like I got something a little bit special on the outside of this case. An extra pick guard that's extra sharp. Watch out, it's poking through the bag. I think that gives you an idea of what we might have in here. Uh-oh, that didn't sound too good. Hopefully everything's okay. I would not want this guitar to be broken. But so far, I've had very few broken guitars ever arrive to me. I'm talking like a handful, like maybe 3 or 5. Like the only one I can remember offhand is this SG Custom where the heel just completely separated on the thing. But other than that, I can't particularly think of one, but I know there's been at least a couple of them that got at least some sort of damage. But oh yes, my beauty. It's come home. The Modern Flying V, the strange limited edition guitar of 2018 that not everybody can appreciate, but I truly believe these will be highly collectible in the future because, once again, it's just the whole end of the Henry Juskowitz era. They did some crazy stuff, and what better way to sum it all up in one guitar? I really think Gibson could get away with reissuing these things. As long as Ebony Prism is going to look like Purple Prism like this, it's a really cool finish. If you check out my first review and demo of one of these, I was a little bit upset at first, but it's a finish that kind of grows on you. But I found out what happened here. The springs broke off of the screw, so I don't know if it got wiggled loose, but that's what that ding was. That's easy enough to fix. I'm not too worried about it. And this one even still has the Gibson Custom Shop tone sticker. That's what all the forum guys are calling it. So what made this one particularly special, in case you happen to have missed that episode, is it has a 2017 serial number. So I can't verify that this is a prototype, but it seems very highly likely that it was at least one of the very earliest ones in production. So on this one, I don't think I'm going to list it for public sale. I think I'm just going to hold it back in my private collection because I haven't seen an earlier serial number one yet. I mean, it could be a prototype. I guess we should check out our COA, see if we can find out anything else about it. We've got everything else in there. Nope, it's just a regular one. But I'm seeing like some strange text right here. So you take it out and did you guys ever know that was back there? The world's finest guitars. Why is that on the back? Who's ever gonna take that out of the thing to see it? I don't know, but it's good that we at least have that. So I guess if you're in the market for a really nice Modern Flying V, I have it, but I'm not in any hurry to sell this thing because I love them. As far as the condition goes, it looks like it might have actually been played a bit because normally these Richlite fretboards, they look a little bit dried out. This one's not too bad. I mean, fixing that'll be easy enough. I doubt it'll be anything wrong there. And just naturally, these black chrome parts will start to fade over time. So he had Gibson actually send him an additional one, which that's nice to have, but I honestly don't see much wrong with that. It's just like all the other ones. The only damage I can see is it looks like this was hanging on some sort of a hanger. I bet if I blacklit that, we would be able to see like some stand rash, which I wish I would have known about, but honestly, at the end of the day, probably wouldn't have affected my decision to purchase this one. But just look at this gorgeous thing. And I do have a video of the Roswell Rhodes Jackson, which is what this was kind of inspired off of, if you're interested in checking that out. So I don't have a need to feature this in its own review and demo because I've already done it, I think, twice. But I love these doofy things. It's always a good day when I get one. Speaking of good days, we have a sponsor today named StewMac. You might have heard of them before. They're like the absolute best guitar repair parts and guys that you go to get all the cool stuff. I always love searching their website because they just have so much cool stuff where it's like, yeah, if I had that, I could do this. So they decided to help me with a few of my problems. A, truss rods that have gone bad, and B, a better soldering setup. So let's go ahead and see what parts we have in box number 2 right here. This is one of those products you see on their website and you go, I want that, but do I really need it? But I'm so happy that I have it. This is what they call the solder monster. So essentially, you put it together and you get these 5 extendo arms. It's like a big octopus coming out to get you. But these can be positioned to, you know, whatever weird angle that you need. And then they have insulated alligator clips right here. So you can just clip onto the wire, not have to worry about burning out your component because that'll help you there. So essentially it'll look like this when you have it all put together. It's a nice little table. It helps you create wiring harnesses. And on top of that, this has a built-in vacuum system. So you can connect that to your existing vacuum with something like this. That way you're not breathing all the toxic fumes that are coming out of it. That's something that I've always been personally scared about, but everything else about soldering, I love it. I want to do it more, but I'm glad I have something that's a little bit more official that'll keep me a bit safer. And it looks like you can put some like little wheels under there to like have extra solder and braided wiring. So essentially, if you wanted to start your own business of like selling pre-wired wiring harnesses, which is something that people do on eBay all the time, because let's face it, not everybody has access to soldering. You can do that using something like the Solder Monster. And then they also have these kits. So like if you're doing a Stratocaster, bam, right here, you've got it. You can just put it in here and then you've got your kit. Same thing with a Les Paul. You can wire it all up so it's ready to go before you put it in your guitar so you're not risking all the burn marks and stuff. And here's one for a Telecaster. So I am looking forward to getting to use these. I don't do too many projects, but this is just one of those, you know, things I've always wanted. And it looks like they've also sent me a digital multimeter. That way I can verify the parts actually work. And I use this all the time on the workbench. I'll just upgrade to this nicer one so we can see like the resistance readings that are on the pickups of the guitars that we review and demo. And oh, I'm really happy for this one too. So this is a brand new soldering iron. You can find this on their website as well. What's great about these ones, like there's different grades of soldering irons. You can get a cheap $15 one, but what's nice about this is it tells you the temperature that it's at and you can adjust it higher or lower depending on what your needs are. And let me tell you, I've been needing a decent solder iron for quite some time, so thank you, StewMac, for that. Let's see, what else have they sent me here? Ooh, looks like a solder pump. So, ooh, wow. I had a tiny one of these things, but it didn't work very well. So basically, this helps you get the solder off of parts. So you heat it up, and then you take this over here, and it goes, and it takes all the liquid solder, and then it balls it up here, and then I think you can empty it, is the way I understand that thing works. So that makes your soldering jobs look cleaner. So if you got too much going on, you can use that to fix that. And it looks like they've sent this to help me with my soldering skills as well. So there's a hook, which kind of helps you put the capacitors in. I think that's mainly for like amp repairs. I don't know if I'm ballsy enough to work on amps, but I do know that the wicking and the brushes will definitely come in handy for what I use. So man, StewMac, it's like Christmas every time they sponsor an episode. They send me so much great stuff. I love it. It gives me the confidence to do stuff. So, oh, nice. This is my inspection mirror. So what I thought I could use this for is if the endoscope is a bit too powerful or a little bit too finicky for that day, I can just use this to get our pot codes because that's a little bit better of a surface. So you can see me right there, but we should be able to see the pot codes because sometimes on the endoscope, it's just too much. Next up, looks like they sent me their own brand of calipers here. We use these things all the time on the workbench, so I think I'll be swapping over to this one. Let's see what's in here. Nice, another, I believe this is for hammering the frets in or just general hammer usage. Oh man, yes. I've been needing these things too. So these are little clippers for, I think, you know, like wires in general. I think you probably could use them for a guitar string, but I think this is more so meant for like, you know, little wiring wires. So I don't actually have something like that. It's nice to have something that's not so overpowerful and crushing it. And then we also have these needle nose pliers, which always come in handy. And this one, I'll be honest, I'm not sure. They've got like 2 pokes. It might just be for like gripping something without actually cutting it. Similar to this, but a little bit different. Okay. Next up, we've got, whoa. This one looks way nicer than the one I've been using. So this is called a wire stripper. If you ever wonder how you get the wire off to, you know, get it exposed, if you ever have a hard time with that, this is the tool you need. It's just, I call it a wire stripper. I believe that's the official term as well. So essentially you just line it up with what you think it is. Normally it's just trial and error. So you put it in there and then you close it down and then you just kind of yank on it or pull it up, and that exposes the bare wire. That way you can get contact to your pot. Then we've got some like surgical forceps here. Here we've got some great solder to use. And then this, yes. I've been wanting this for a long time too. I know I've been saying that about everything, but that's just how it is. This is a pinpoint lubricator. So you know how I used to use a mechanical pencil to lubricate the nut of the instrument? I can now use this. Like, it's just like a pen, but actual lubricant that you're supposed to be using. I will be interested to see how well that can transform, you know, any guitar. Because sometimes that's all you need is a well-lubricated nut to get perfect tuning stability. And it looks like I got some of the guitar grease. I think this is more so meant for like the saddles. And now I believe we're starting to get into the big project. So these are some extra Gibson style truss rod nuts if you want to swap it out when we have that issue. And then this is the wire brush I believe that I need to like clean off the existing rod. Then that can attach to this little attribute right there. And then I believe this is like the, instead of in that guide, I think they say like a 2 half moon washer, we now use that. So we need to make sure we don't lose this because this is for a very important project. And then we've got a neck rest right here. We've got my clamp for clamping down the neck to keep it straight, because to fix the truss rod, you have to completely relax it. So you need to get that neck in a straight position before you reset it. And then this is the giant bar that I will then put on top of it. Once again, you can check out that article if you want to learn a little bit more how to do it yourself. This is just the tools that they suggested out of their shop that you can readily use in order to do that process. And now it looks like I have a professional truss rod adjuster thing. You know, normally we have those little wrenches. This is, you know, high duty. You put it in, you turn it. That is nice to have. So StuMac, you have absolutely spoiled me. It's always a pleasure working with you guys. I pretty much end up using all this stuff, even if it's not live on camera. It works well if there's anything that goes wrong. So for all your guitar repair or desires to start your own guitar repair business or building your stuff, check out StuMac. They're not the cheapest guys in the world, but they sell the high quality parts that'll last you. All right, now let's unbox some more great stuff. So this one, we've seen a similar guitar unboxed last time when we did the unboxing show, which was what, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. I'm hoping to get more on track for regular unboxing episodes leading into the reviews and demos, because I'm proud to announce, at least for this month, I'm hiring an editor. So say hello, Mr. Editor. That'll allow me to have more time to shoot the B-roll, record videos, and, you know, allow me a life outside of just documenting guitars. Because I'll be honest, I've been kind of burnt out lately, not being able to produce the videos that I've been wanting to due to just like sound restrictions. You know, I'm just trying to make the best show that I possibly can. So I thank you for, you know, sticking with me during this transitional period. But so far, I think the editor's been doing a good job. Nobody's really noticed anything's changed. It's just kind of like back when I had more time to edit stuff. It's pretty much the exact same stuff here. So inside here, what do we have? This is a Les Paul in an ebony finish. So last time we did the 50s neck from the Gibson Exclusives collection on their website. This one is the 60s neck variant. So pretty much the same guitar, pretty much the same things that I'll say. If you love the ebony finish, it's a must-have. But, you know, it is a plain top, and you're paying the same price as the tops that get, you know, a lot of flame. But, you know, the ebony finish is quite striking on a standard. I just really hope, like, they decide to do a black top version and then leave the back a natural mahogany. I think those would sell like wildfire. Like, these are cool, but they could be even cooler. But that's just my opinion. They're still selling these things like crazy, but you can check this one out on my website if you're interested in being the next owner. I just wanted to briefly unbox it. We had the 50s and the 60s standard. I'm hoping to unbox at least one of each from the Exclusives collection. These were just the two that were readily available. And of course, we get all the usual case candy in here. But I really cannot say enough good things about the 50s and 60s brand new standards. I mean, if you're looking for a great quality instrument, seriously, at least check one out. There's used guitars that cost, you know, slightly less. I mean, any more used is nearly just as expensive as new because it's just taken so long to get the brand new stuff. But we do have one more guitar here to share with you guys today. And this one, oh, it came from the Gibson demo shop. This was the one that I just happened to be there for, and I was able to claim it as mine. This is a model that we've talked about on the show, but we have not actually had. So I'm excited to see it in person because I enjoyed the first one, but it was SG format. This one is a Les Paul. And when I saw this thing on the demo shop, you know I picked this thing up because they sell them at such a good deal. Oh, and props to whoever packed this one at Gibson. I've been noticing they use the StewMac Aris shipping system. You can check out this review and demo if you want to know a little bit more about it. I noticed that sometimes they don't fill every single section of air up, and that causes it to not actually work the way it's supposed to. But this guy took the time to do it right. So hopefully my guitar is safe. Now watch, the one time that it's fully inflated is the one time that it's broken. But hopefully not. Oh yes, there it is. What? Oh, okay. Just kidding. It's the SG. I thought I bought the Les Paul. Maybe that's another episode. I swear I bought an LP black one of these as well. So I think it's still coming. It's just not here yet. I actually bought this one a couple of weeks ago because similar story. It was a good deal, not quite as good a deal with the Les Paul, but I called this one in my full review and demo the most metal SG because it's just cool. It's got the FRX system, so it is a top-mounted Floyd Rose. Are you able to just install regular stuff on here? Like, is there a stop bar tailpiece and a bridge and stuff? Check out my video and I'll tell you, because I'll be honest, I forget. I think you could though. But what's really cool about these is, you know, the satin finish. I mean, this one being like essentially brand new. I mean, this still feels very satin. Like when you actually start to play these things, they end up getting kind of a shiny gloss on the back, but this is impeccable condition. I'm not sure why it ended up being a demo, but this was a limited edition back in 2016. And it is ultra clean. I mean, you get the red Dirty Fingers Plus, the red knobs, the red lettered poker chip, the red dots over here. So you can check out the full review and demo if you want to know more. Unfortunately, I kind of spoiled the surprise of the Les Paul, but I'm thinking I might do a new review and demo when I get that Les Paul. So I think I will hold on to this one until I do that. That way, you know, it's always fun to have two guitars to show you in a single episode. But all right, troglodytes, that is all I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed unboxing these guitars with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.